Hi, it's me, Santa Ed Taylor, and this is October 24th, 2016 with our tip of the week. Before I get into this week's tip, I do want to just encourage you to go back and look at the prior tips. We have, I think, 7 additional tips in the archives, and then a bunch of other information as well. But it's a great time right now since we're right in the thick of the booking season. You're probably getting a lot of inquiries, a lot of opportunities are showing up, or you want to create additional opportunities like some of the tips we talked about approaching photo studios and so forth. This is the time. So I hope you'll go back and avail yourself of the prior tips. And this week what I wanted to mention was a concept called fee integrity. I know it happens from time to time where we get inquiries from people who feel that our fee is higher than they want to spend. It's above their budget. Now, I'm not talking about not-for-profits or other organizations that are, that have a legitimate reason, and maybe we would want to work for these organizations for free or at a discounted rate or what have you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a home party or a corporate event or some other kind of an appearance that is just like all the others that you get, but they want to negotiate your fee for some reason. Well, I know it's easy to think, that, well, no, some money is better than no money at all. And maybe that's true. I don't, obviously in a very economic sense it is, but I know as a professional speaker, many years I was a professional speaker, and I was booked by speakers bureaus and different agents and meeting planners and so forth that would book me to appear at corporate events, conventions, and so forth. There was a huge emphasis in that environment to maintain, again, what was called fee integrity. In other words, if the client were to call you directly to book you for next year, we would never do that. We would refer them back to the agency. But sometimes you would get people, other clients or referrals from clients that wanted to contact you directly and circumvent the booking agent, the speakers bureau or whatever, and they expected to get a discounted fee as a result of that. Well, we were always warned against doing that. I never did that, but it really made sense to me to not do that. It just seems like, you're worth what you're worth. Now, if there's commissions and so forth to be paid, you'll pay them. That's part of your advertising expense. But the product that you offer is the price that you offer it at. And I brought that with me into the Santa world as well. And I also, I just don't feel right about, if I'm charging somebody $200 and then somebody else calls and they have a sob story or they have a more compelling, the argument or whatever, they want to convince you to work for less, and there's no real reason. Like I say, they're not a not-for-profit. I mean, if there's just compassion in your heart because of their economic situation, okay, maybe you can discount something because of a hardship case, but I would make that a policy. But if it's just somebody that wants to negotiate your rate, I don't do that. My rates are published. I publish them right up at my website, and those are my rates. So I'm real. It's very okay for me if somebody wants to negotiate my rate to say, I'm sorry, I just don't feel that would be fair to my other clients to charge you a rate different than what I charge them. So I don't offer any discounted rates for this type of event. But if I'm not in your budget, that's okay. There are other Santa Clauses here in the area, and you can put an ad up on Gig Salad or Gig Master, or if I know somebody that I think might be a great Santa for him in the area, somebody that I'm familiar with from one of the Santa associations or something, I'll say, hey, I have a friend of mine that might be available for you. Let me have him get a hold of you. So I do that several times a year, many times a year. But I just don't want to be that guy that has to be careful of mentioning price to somebody because somebody else might have been paid less, or if it goes somehow or another, somebody were to find out that I charge one company less than another, one family less than another, it just doesn't feel right to me. Obviously we all get to make our own decisions in everything we do as Santa. But that's the way I deal with that. So for whatever that's worth to you, do what you want to do. But that's the way I handle it. And I try to be very cordial with the person. I mean, I'm not, I try to be really nice, very Santa-like, and people do understand. I'm not the cheapest guy in town, so there are people that go other places. They find out about my rates and they don't use me. And like I say, I'm very okay with that. My schedule still fills up. I do 80 plus, appearances a year, so I don't have a problem getting booked. But I just know that not everybody is going to book me. I'm not the right Santa for everyone, and that, like I say, that's very okay with me. So that's the tip of this week. I hope that you're doing well, excited about Halloween coming up. That's always a lot of fun for me. So I'm in a new location here in Southern California this year, so it'll be fun to see if we get some trick-or-treaters. So have fun, have a great week. I will also mention that the Gold membership, it's a great time to avail yourself of the entire Gold membership. You get all the classes, all the material, all the the contract, the promotional material, all the things that I and other Santas share to go for Gold members. And for our Gold members, next year, if you decide to re-up next year, which most of our Santas have been re-upping year to year because there's so much more value. But anyway, you get that at half price. So what the rate is next year, you'll be able to re-up by becoming a member this year. You'll be able to re-up next year at half price. So that it might make it worth it. And right now, this is the time. I mean, this is the time to really hone your skills, learn all the storytelling techniques, learn all the stuff that we cover in all the classes, the performance skills, the beard whitening tips, all the rest of it. So anyway, that's all for now. Have a good one. Bye-bye.